Here, Thrive. I said it 3 times and still nobody listens. Tomatoes cannot be put. I'm an ex-route driver, sales and warehouse from New Jersey. I'm in California now. I don't know how many times it takes in email and pictures and everything. But look, I told you last time that the tomatoes, when they get too cold, whether it's 24 hours or 48 hours or longer, if you ever even grown tomatoes in the cold, you would know this. When you buy tomatoes in the store, they're not even cold. You don't buy cold tomatoes. You buy them fresh on the thing, right? On the rack. And what happens when tomatoes get too cold and they get frost and the water within them, they start to bulge like a grape, and they start to bulge out. Well, this time they actually bulged and broke. These look all right over here. I'll check them in a minute. But this is, look at this. That's not because they got crushed or anything. It's because people keep packing things on top of ice. Ice on top, ice right below, wrapping it up in a foil-like bag that makes it even colder. And the tomatoes should be one of the things that don't be near the cold. I don't know I mean, why do you ask for our feedback if you don't do anything about it? I would have been fired from my job after the second or third time. And this might not be on the worker. The worker might be just doing what you tell them to do. Now I have to cut these open and make something with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's freezing and bulging but didn't break yet. This one's like a grape. You can't really tell, but this one's about to burst. And this one's about, wow, that one's the coldest. So pretty much, let's see, 5 of them, half of them are opened and bulged and watered, and the other ones are on their way. Right? So, like, again, I don't know how many other people have this problem, or if people in California just don't care about it and just say, oh, it's no big deal, no big deal. You know, we have the money, whatever it is. But you really should do something about that. I mean, hold on a second. So in the picture, you'll see that the ice was sitting on top of this and that it's opened. And there's no plastic seal. So it got smushed on its packing. And it's open on this side too. So it looks good. Looks like it's fresh. Let's see what the date is. The date is only April 10th, so that's within 3 days. Or actually, yeah, 3 days. So that's bulged out because of the packaging, or somebody who pushed it down on top of it. Or maybe it was like that and they just packed it anyway, who knows, but that's another thing. And mind you, I was in the food business. I used to deliver coffee and tea and hot chocolate and sugar and all kinds of other things, and bread and everything. You wouldn't deliver stuff like this and just leave it for the customer, whether it was a restaurant, whether it was a commercial, corporate, what do they call it? It's been a long time since I did it. Commercial or corporation back in New Jersey, giant, 2,000 people in the science industry or something, cafeteria and stuff like that. You just wouldn't leave damaged boxes and things were open and leaking and stuff like that. They would think you're nuts. So the cukes were at the bottom of the barrel. They look like they're good. They were wrapped in that brown stuff. I just unwrapped them. And the limes look, this lime's banged up and real soft. But the rest of them look nice. Pretty interesting though, because the box was left wet. My guess is that it was left not on my porch, because my porch is dry, but wherever it was sitting previously got wet, and it must have been a pretty good wet, or at least 24 hours or a few hours, because as you can see, the box is completely cruddy. Now that doesn't have anything to do with my food. I was thinking that maybe one of the liquids leaked, but it didn't. And another thing I want to tell you about my area, I've said it many times, I used to have a packing center here just past Mount Shasta, and we have a recycling center that used to take every single thing you could think of except like bags. It wouldn't take any kind of foil or plastic bags. But 2.5, 3 years ago, it stopped taking everything. It takes corrugated cardboard. It takes this, and it takes brown paper bags from the supermarket. That's it. They told me, and I did research, they're not lying, that China and other places mostly aren't buying anything anymore, and it's not recyclable. So like number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 plastics, they don't take, and that goes for a lot of places. It doesn't take any kind of paper products anymore. Cereal boxes, wax boxes of any kind. It's just corrugated and paper bags. That's it. So all this kind of stuff here, unfortunately, and I know you're probably going to say, well, why don't they take this? I say the same thing. It looks like a brown paper bag. It should be recycled. It's not being recycled. It's a shame. I don't know how many other places in the state or in the country are doing that. So that's a shame. They don't take this. They'll never take this. So I keep these for now. It says recycle, but like most companies, these things can't be recycled. Try to find a place on the average where you can get a bag or some material like this that says other or 7 or 4 or just has the triangle with nothing in it. Try to find a place to recycle that. So that's a waste. The good news about your tomatoes is I still use the seeds and I grow them. So I'll have my own tomatoes and I grow them. One's a grape tomato, one's a Campari tomato. The other one is from a different store. They're Roma tomatoes. So you can do that at least. But yeah, try not to pack them like that. So this will be the last time I buy tomatoes from you. I didn't buy strawberries this time because the strawberries are the same way. Giant, huge strawberries. They're usually hard as a rock. Some are mushy, and some are hard as a rock because they get so cold and waterlogged. Again, I told you like 2-3 times, don't put them near the cold. They're not supposed to be frozen or like that. Anybody that has ever bought strawberries in the store could tell if they're frozen or not and then put out on the shelf, and that's the same thing that happens. So I won't be buying strawberries or tomatoes from you again. So keep that in mind because other people might not do it as well. You know, you take 2 or 3 chances and then you keep seeing it and nothing gets done. You know, that's the end of that, right? So I hope that helps, and I hope you actually watched this video. It's a little bit longer than I thought, but maybe it will help you guys, all right? Lots of love to you. I'm thankful and grateful for the help that you give me and what it's called, anything you do in the community and stuff like that. And I'll say it once again, you should teach your people to use their seeds and grow stuff indoors. Maybe you guys can have a market right in your corporate place or your warehouse place, whatever it is that you do with your community, and you can have your own gardens and stuff, and like a farm market, and people can come and get fresh things, like, you know. All right, that's enough, right? Love you guys. Bye bye.